stream has started. And let me know if it shows up. Okay, I need to...
Oscar's job.
You know what? I need to pull out the pop-out menu. That's what I need to do.
For anybody finding this at a later time, this was a quick stream to go over the GP dates. So just kind of a casual talk about it. Kind of excited. We're going to wait for people to show up and then, I guess, jump into it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Let me adjust this video a bit. That looks a lot nicer. Let me go to my live stream.
Is there a specific reason?
Oh, shoot. Shoot. How do I change titles? Oh, shoot. I have to go to restream.io. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Log in.
I don't think... Can I get into the chat if you guys are in the chat?
Oh no, YouTube stream has expired. Let me fix that title. Hold on real quick. Talking about GP dates. Dashboard. Reconnect.
Okay. I've got my little restream chat on also.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just connecting to YouTube. And
we should make an announcement on our Discord.
I'll let you guys do it. I'm streaming my Discord screen, so I can't.
Oscar, you're up.
No, that's you, man.
All right. We are live on the themes. Cool. All right. Let me figure out how to share this. Stream. Where's the stream link? How do you share? How do you share? I want to share.
We're still in the same live stream, though, right? I have to intro this again.
Yeah, it's all the same. Just YouTube is new now. Let me get the pull-out chat.
About GP dates.
Tap.
Oscar needed me to do this, okay?
Oh, server Earl. There it is. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Earl.
Let me type in our password and log in.
If you guys want to join us. We're live now.
Oh, share. Alright, I'll post on Facebook. Random live discussion about GP dates.
I posted on our Discord. Tons of people are gonna flock. We're gonna hit 30 viewers.
30. Can I hear 31? Can I hear 32? Oh, we're at 4. I'll take 4.
Hey, don't be calling out lurkers, Colin. That's the #1 rule of streaming.
I lurk all the time.
Weird.
Lurking is my go-to.
Exit out of this. Exit out of this. Oh, I'll keep this open. All right. So we're here talking about GPs here. Oscar's made this handy-dandy map, as he's done with the other ones, showing all of the GP locations for this one. You can see a very nice spread.
So I've been doing them, tracking them each year, checking them out. The one in Orlando obviously already happened, and then there's actually 2 there in Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota is apparently where all of the things happen. Wait, where's Minnesota? Yeah. I don't know states.
It's
next to Michigan.
Colin's like, wait a minute, Michigan. Oh, you guys are telling me the streets. It's
Are they both next to each other?
Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
And then, so
I only see one dot.
Where the Great Lakes are? Well, yeah.
Yeah, I can see the Great Lakes.
But it's 2 at the very same location. So.
Right, oh, it's at the very same location. What?
Yeah, well, same city at least. I didn't double check the location.
Let me check for you, since Oscar didn't want to do any work. We got Northfield, Minnesota, Archer House River. And then, where's the other one? Where's the other Minnesota?
I don't know, you're cutting out on me.
Where's the other Minnesota one that you speak of?
It was the Games and Geek in October.
Oh, you're counting that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I'll allow you to count it.
So are they doing another one at Games and Geek, do you think?
No, he's saying like Games and Geek already happened, and there's another one in the same city in Minnesota. Games and Geek. Let me look up their address. Games.
Right. I'm just
Geek.
saying, like, why? Like, do you think that they do Games and Geek again?
Probably.
So they're at 302 Division Street, Northfield, whereas this one is at 212 Division Street,
which was probably where they held
Northfield.
day one at, since they said they held day one at a center.
So, all right, couple things. One, it's funny that if it's Games and Geek just twice, Games and Geek is cool and all, but it's like, really, you just hit the same one twice? I don't count that as 2 GPs. I count that as 1, and then they couldn't find someone else, so they just did one again.
I count it as 2. Like that's, I mean, it's not the same month. It's like
That doesn't-
a year apart.
I don't know, but what
I'm more on Oscar's side for this argument.
Yeah. What? So, okay, so which one of these? This is hard to tell because it doesn't say names. I guess I could Google these addresses of which ones are stores and which are they all run by stores?
So if you look at it, you can. It looks like the WGPQs are stores, and then the GPs are actual conventions.
Oh,
there's only
okay.
2 GPs in the whole list. That's Richardson and Collinsville. Everything else drops a Q on it. So that's odds are those are going to be
The 2 GPs are company ran.
stores. And you can actually see in the names, like Kirwan's Game Store, Jesse James Comics.
Okay.
Some of them are actually going to be held at convention centers, though. So
Game store,
it
Archer
looks like
House.
it's up to the store if they wanted to, or however that worked to determine if they were actually at a store. It looks like 2 so far out of the store.
No, I would say 3. I would say Archer House is probably the name of one at River Inn.
Yeah.
Or something like that. That's probably a name of one. And then...
well, no, Archer House, so if you look it up, it's just a convention center, essentially.
Okay. So, and I guess that could change, too, if they get enough sign-ups and stuff like that. But, interesting. I'm glad that they have Richardson still, and especially if that's still a normal run GP. God, okay, so 2 things to say off the bat. One, all of the cost is to be determined. None of them have a cost for entry, and all of their formats are to be determined. So all of you guys getting ready to buy your tickets, and you're like me and hate limited format, and if you were to buy a ticket and all of a sudden turns out to be limited, I would be super peeved. So I hope these formats are revealed soon, because golly, if I bought a ticket, like I was debating which ones to look at for buying tickets. I have 1 or 2 in mind. If I bought a ticket and one of them turns out to be limited, golly, am I going to be upset?
Ron hates limited.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
When you go to tournament structure.
A lot better this new set. I actually enjoy limited now with the rune deck, but still, I don't want to fly to another state and compete in a competitive format and have to do limited.
But I think it's a tournament structure that the possibilities are New Frontiers, Limited, Wanderer, and Clusters. Like, will somebody actually do a cluster tournament?
That would be cool. I would be down for cluster, especially if the date comes after the 3rd set is released. Coincides with that, so there's a lot more to play with. I mean, even now, I think there's enough to play with right now, but there might be not enough to, counter certain decks, so it might be a little bit oppressive currently in cluster, but I think with a 3rd set, with the amount of support it'll bring, cluster could potentially be fun. Wanderer would also be super fun.
Yeah, I mean, it is a format, as Jeff said, essentially not tested. It's like he focuses on New Frontiers and then gets kind of like help with Wanderer. So it's like it's not like anybody's actively like working on cluster.
Yeah.
Balancing.
Yeah, well, and
Cluster,
there's not much you can do with cluster balancing that's without going overboard. I feel like cluster's a weird thing to do as far as balancing it. You're gonna say something, Joey?
I kind of hope Richardson is the only sealed event again.
Yeah, that worked real well last year.
Yeah, we had 80 attendance. It's amazing for that. Let's do it again.
We got 80 attendance. That's all. That's almost
like,
half of what we got the year before for New Frontiers. Let's do it again. Freaking dumb. Yeah. No, I just.
But it's really interesting. So, without a doubt, we're going to Richardson. That's obviously happening, which is great. It's June because we'll be on summer schedules by then for where we are, and it'll be one more set between now and then that comes out, which means the possibility of one more ban list if there's any other threats. I know you're hoping that Lorite gets taken out. We'll see.
We'll see. I said we'll wait and see how the format goes, which we'll find out in like a month. They once again, same as last year, they were just like, yeah, we hate people. So here's an event that's in 1 month, and also we don't know how much it costs. So if it's February.
No. Las Vegas format is New Frontiers.
No, how much it costs. I said we don't know how much it costs to enter. Not that that's a big deal, but it's
probably like $40 or something.
I would say 20 to 30. I mean, normal has been 20, and I think wasn't the Orlando 130, or am I wrong? I didn't go, but I thought I saw it was 30. But even 20
I think it was 30.
Seems like
it's probably
Vegas, baby.
So 1 month away for that one. Luckily, that's the only close one. The other one is March, which is 2 months out. So luckily, it wasn't 2 GPs that were next to it like last year. But still, 1 month is still cutting it. Like, I'm not going to Las Vegas. That's too close.
It's pretty cool if you look at it. Like, with the exception of November, there's been like 1 GP every month going all the way down.
Yeah, that
is
is
March, April,
nice.
May, June, July, August.
September, October, November, December.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's a pretty good spread.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope there's a decent amount of New Frontiers going on here, because I like to see the evolving of format. Like, even right now with the events that we've had going on, Top 8 I feel like, I mean, there's been constants like Time Spinning Witch and stuff like that, but on the whole, it's been very fluid, especially volume of Time Spinning Witch versus other decks, random decks that maybe make it in, and stuff like that. Like, I feel like there hasn't been any single big ruler that's taken over, and so I'm curious if that continues that trend going forward, especially with the fluctuation of power and rulers from set to set. I'd like to see just New Frontiers, how it evolves throughout the set, rather than like, all right, here's New Frontiers, now Cluster, now Wanderer, now we're dumb and we're going to do Limited, and back to New Frontiers, and we never get to see like what bridged that first New Frontiers event to the other New Frontiers event and stuff. So, I mean, obviously some diversity will be cool. It'll be cool to hopefully maybe see a Wanderer event. I think at least one Cluster event would be cool to see, but I hope the majority are still New Frontiers.
Yeah. I think I honestly think you're right that like a lot of the top 8 and have been like almost new decks have been coming in since since the Games and Geek and Orlando like GPs like there's been like tweaks to like decks, and there's been like new decks like the Hanzo deck, and like just recently there was the GP in Japan, right, Oscar? Yeah, it had like Tigris, and it's like, okay, like who would have thought that was gonna happen?
I mean, yeah, who would have thought that would happen?
Because
you said that, Joey, and I was like, oh great, here it comes.
Pandas are so bad, so.
Jeff had a message saying, tell Colin to start practicing pandas. They're doing good over here. No, I can't tell him that. It's already going to his head.
But like, especially with like Distortion times ban, so there's just a whole like, I feel like Las Vegas is going to be the real big like litmus test of like how is New Frontiers gonna like, how good is it gonna be, how bad it's gonna be. Like, are we just gonna see 20 Chimimi decks?
I don't think so.
Is gonna like run rampant? Or
I think we're gonna. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty diverse. We're gonna see. I'm curious what the power spikes for stuff like Brunhild will be, but I think there will be a little bit of that. Keurig might be able to come back. I think there might be some Chimimi, some Hanzo. I think TSW will still make a showing. People might try. There might be enough people now copying Panda lists that Panda might make a consistent showing at least once or two more times.
I agree with all except that one, Colin.
Yeah, I'm sure. Why can't you ever beat me then? Yeah, you
I've
get it.
beaten you.
Not consistently.
But it'll be interesting to see how Richardson turns out because it's one of the places that should be having a high turnout, but like unfortunately in the past 2 years it's gotten like screwed over. With last year being limited, so 80 people showed up, and then the year before that, it was a date change 2 weeks before it was supposed to happen. It ended up getting pushed back to like April 1st, so that messed up a lot of people who had already purchased plane tickets to go to it. So hopefully we'll get a good turnout this time. We'll see.
Yeah, but it's also 2 years of being burned.
That first year that we went, because it was what, like 180 or 160 range.
It was around 160 because I think it was halved before for the next year because of the limited format. Yeah, if you can look up what that was, but I'm glad Richardson stayed. Collinsville's still a GP, so who knows? Maybe we won't road trip again. I don't want to road trip again, but
no, we're not driving at 13 hours.
Yeah, that was. I enjoy road trips, but it was like that, and I also did another like 20-hour road trip before that, and then another like mini one and stuff like that. It was just too much. I need a break for at least a little bit before. Maybe we'll do. I'd be down to do a road trip again, but with less people, and I want to be able to lay down in the back seat is my big thing. But and
we'll take your car next time. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, my car would be a lot better. No, because my car's way more expensive to maintain. So I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm not taking mine.
We'll see. Your car's way more expendable than mine. You get out of here. We'll take Melissa's car. How about that? We'll compromise and take her car.
That works. And we won't tell her.
That idea.
Yeah, she'll be perfectly happy with that.
Right?
Yeah, Julie.
Yeah, I think I'll see if I can make it out for Richardson.
Richardson. Yeah, you got time. You got June 22nd.
Too early.
Here, let me see what tickets cost while you talk about it.
Yeah, honestly, so I'd probably fly into.
Where does Joey live?
To Austin and stuff, and you guys can pick me up. I think it could be pretty cool. Like right now, I'm just like, I got a pay raise. You know, I might be able to set aside like some.
Brag about it.
I just don't want to make a deck. Like I don't want to buy cards. I don't want to buy cards to make a New Frontiers deck. Oh wait, never mind. Actually, won't matter because Richardson's gonna be sealed. So.
They're gonna listen to. We'll make it sealed for Joey, so he don't have to spend money.
I'd be so mad. It's like, so Joey, for you right now, if you were to buy tickets right now tonight, your cheapest price round trip to Austin is $180. That's not bad at all. That's actually round trip.
Round trip.
Yeah.
How much?
$180.
180.
Wow, that's really good.
What's the timing on it?
I already exited out. You're way too late. But you came in Friday and left Sunday on that thing. So
Sunday evening.
I'd probably try and come in like Thursday or something.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously gonna be. Okay, I'm gonna hit search again. Give me 1 second.
No, it's fine.
No, it's all right. It's pulled up. You leave.
You're calculating is he leaving from Dallas or is he leaving from Austin? Because now we have to go from Dallas to Austin to get them to the airport.
All right. Let's do.
Colin's like, oh, I'm not counting.
Let's do Monday.
I
and
leave from
Thursday.
From Dallas, my thing is like if I stayed until say like Monday, then we would probably just go back to Colin's house.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. So. Okay, yeah. So if you came in Thursday and left Monday instead, it's $179. So there you go.
170. That's like not even that. Like that's a pretty cheap increase.
Decrease.
I'll think about it.
You think about it. So
there's another thing about he'll be there, guys. You have all three of us at GP Richardson.
No. I'm gonna be talking to Malia about like whether or not she wants to try and go with me or if she like.
It's enough time to teach her how to play. Yeah. Yeah.
What if she came with us and she got a first And then like
and then like you didn't, so you'd have to like watch her go to Japan.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm like, no, I should be.
And you can't let her go by herself, so now Joey has to fork over $2,000 to go with her, and that would kill Joey, and I would be so happy.
You cracked a smile real quick when you heard $2,000.
Joey's heart just went goosh. So I want to ask, because maybe I'm going crazy, Oscar. I'd mentioned this real quick. I thought one of the ideas behind switching to the WGPQs rather than all of them being Force Will Run was to add more of them, so that they're smaller events, but there's more of them throughout. They're more accessible throughout the United States. So instead of 7 GPs, we have 10 or 11 WGPQs, or maybe even 12 or something like that.
It's been a while since I've read the article. I'd have to go reread that, but I mean, it sounds familiar. Like that was something that they had said, but I can't remember anymore.
Right now, we're pretty much at identical number to last. Yeah. Well, one more than last year, identical to the year before, if I remember right. And these are, going to be smaller events, with the exception of maybe Richardson and Collinsville might be a little bit bigger. Games of Geek might be big if since people actually have noticed this time that it's a GP. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to try and go to Games of Geek. That might be one I'd try for.
Maybe that is what they want to do. It's just it wasn't viable for like this year's GP system.
Well, then you should have waited a year.
There was no Atlanta this year. They've had Atlanta for at least the past 2 years. I can't remember.
Oh, really?
And now it's in North Carolina.
Would that have been in one of their news articles?
Force Wills?
What?
The wanting to add more WGPs.
No, it's probably just an article. So.
It was probably in one of our Force Will news articles. Oh, hey, buddy. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that the date, us having the GP dates revealed being pushed back and back and back, and then it's revealed and it's the same number. It's not like there's coordinating with a bunch to secure a bunch of GP dates and end up being the same amount as before. And also, what was it? If you're transitioning, like Joey said, and maybe this year's less and next year will be when there's a lot of WGPQs, then you should still have a similar amount of GPs and then WGPQs on top of that. So it looks like there's a whole lot of access, a lot of events going across the U.S. that gives a better impression that like Oscar showing me this map, it's just like ... and giant white space. Nothing in California, nothing in this entire middle area, one in Texas and stuff like that. Like, it'd been cooler to have the GP Richardson and then another WGPQ somewhere in Texas, WGPQ in California, or official GP in California, and the WGPQ in Las Vegas and stuff like that, just to add that diversity.
Or maybe one in Oregon.
Maybe one in Oregon, yeah.
I mean, they had the converted ARG into a GP in, what was it, Sacramento area? And what, 40 people showed up, or if not less than that?
Yeah, I don't know about California. Like,
California's not that bad.
They had one in Los Angeles 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it was 2 years ago, but it was a few years ago, and it broke 300.
Did it?
Yeah, it was back when the game was doing a lot better than it is now. But
you target
suffer. The main area that suffered was California. Like, the whole West Coast suffered hard, is what it came down to. Their best, locations, which is why you still see Richardson and Collinsville here at the same spots as this Midwest area.
Right.
Well, and what you do is you target areas like that had a showing, had 40 people or whatever, and you're like, okay, that's not big enough for a GP, but that's big enough for a WGPQ. Let's specifically do a campaign to try and get a WGPQ in that area. And then you run the GPs where the areas are big, like Richardson and Collinsville and stuff like that are guaranteed to be bigger. WGPQs in places that are smaller, but still have a loyal following that could be nurtured to grow back big again. And then you gauge it after that. This year's the test year, and then go the next year. But the way they did that, I feel like the spread and stuff like that, it's going to be hard to gauge and build interest in it on this spread. Like, it's still cool spread, and the one a month is really nice timing. Whoever was able to figure out that timing is really sweet, because it not only cool, it keeps it so there's always an event happening, but it also makes it easier for people who go to multiple GPs to plan and do subsequent just stacking events, because it's easy to plan month to month and stuff like that. But and they're all around the same time each month too.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's the 16th, 17th, 16th, 17th, 27th to 28th, 18, 19, 22 to 23rd. Like they're all almost the third to fourth weekend.
Yeah, third and a half week. And I'm sure if we did the math, they probably average stagger almost identically. It's just how many days are in a month makes it fall back or forward a week depending on the month. And that's cool. And I'm really, I like how it waited so long to get the GP dates to where we're a month before the first one. But I want to know what they're figuring out, because they weren't figuring out what the format was or how much they're going to charge people. But they know what time it starts.
The dates and the locations is what it came down to.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. I don't know. It's probably the store's end that was holding up, but like they need to start figuring out how to make it more consistent.
That's what Jeff said in the Q&A. They're waiting for stores, is what it was. Stores to confirm.
Yeah, but they knew Las Vegas was happening, for example. And so they could have released that ahead of time.
Do you have insider information, Colin?
I don't know. But they knew Las Vegas was happening at least a couple weeks ago. And so just let us know, hey, we'll get the rest of your dates soon here. But for now, here's this one. This is the closest one. Don't have to worry about the next one being too close. So here's this one. Get your tickets now. Plan for it. We know people have lives outside of Force of Will, so maybe you want to plan for it. So we'll see. Maybe the Las Vegas show will still be good, but I don't like how close they do it.
I like this. I have family there. Maybe I could pretend to visit them. The Orlando one actually already took place in December. I just marked the map with the locations that have happened so far.
Yeah.
Sorry to get your hopes up. Oscar is being a little douchebag.
but
yeah, that's unfortunate.
But yeah, I'll look into. I'm going to personally try and look into, like I said, Games of Geek might be cool to attend. Obviously, like we mentioned, we're going to go to Richardson. I'll look into maybe Games of Geek or maybe the New York one, depending on its location, because I have some other stuff I could do in New York, so I might look into that one. I'm
a name for Collinsville again.
Yeah, Collinsville is the other one. We'll see what funds I can ream together and see which one if I can go to a couple of these. Maybe because if some of them are not in major cities, like it looks like the New York one's not in a major city, it might be a little bit easier and cheaper to fly out there, especially if the dates line up during not a holiday and stuff like that.
Colin, if you do really good in Richardson, maybe ARG will pay you and ship you out to Collinsville.
That's true. That's how that works, right? With your team.
Sure. But who knows? Maybe we can be like, hey, maybe we'll go film some stuff. Maybe we'll go film some stuff. Be like, hey, we can film stuff. Someone should fly us out there and we'll film stuff.
Yes, you can for your channel. You should go to that GP. All right, we'll talk to you later. Go on your own. No, but I'm excited. We'll aim for those two. We're gonna get Joey at Richardson no matter what, and
no matter what.
Colin might be going to two others. It sounds like I'm only two for this year.
Well, potentially 3 depending on what we can wrangle together. Because Oscar wants to go to Illinois, so I'll look into that. I'll look into Games of Geek, and I'll maybe look into New York. Depends on where it's located. But I'm like, I like.
But
I like the GP's locations. I like the staggering. I wish there was more. I feel like there should have been more. And I don't like how none of the formats are determined, so I don't know if I actually want to go to some of these or not. Like I said, there's some formats that, even if it ends up being like Wander or something that I think could be fun, if it's Wander and it's during say March, it's the March one, I probably wouldn't do that because I just don't have I know I won't have enough time to figure out a Wander by then. I'm going to have barely enough time to figure out New Frontiers by then. So, first we need to make sure no 1 to 2 decks are dominating the meta. Looking at you, TSW and IU. I don't think we have to worry about TSW anymore. I think TSW still will probably top 8, but I don't think it's going to dominate without time distortion.
But
IU could be good though.
That is actually like a really good point though. Like if we go to like Vegas, or people go to a Vegas and like just some deck that's just dominating, and like the meta isn't very like it could really turn people off of like going to subsequent GPs, and like hopefully the meta is really diverse, and like we keep seeing like new decks coming in, and like maybe Lucifer is gonna come in because Brunhild becomes popular or something, and like that could actually incentivize people even more to go to GPs. Like, oh, this is actually really like there's a lot of decks you can play, so they might want to go even more.
Yeah, real quick, as far as the many more dates to come, as far as I know, and I read the post too, it looks like it's just referring to the other countries. So Canada, Mexico, EU, Japan, and Southeast Asia are all to be decided or processing. So they're having trouble
Japan already
figuring
had
that.
theirs announced on the Japanese website.
Hello.
Hey there, Flo.
Yeah, so nothing else in the U.S. is going to be determined, which is what I guess. Yeah, there's like technically we had 2 GPs already,
should all
so
go to Mexico.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess technically we had 9 because they're like, hey, technically we had 2 GPs, even though both of those were super last minute of, hey, make this a GP real quick. So I don't count those at all as far as like planned GPs and stuff like that. We should all go to Mexico. We'll see.
Let's do it. Let's just go. Let's just go.
Flying to Albany? That sounds familiar. Maybe Albany is where I need to go. I'll have to look that up on Google Maps. That sounds familiar. Was that where I flew? Is that next to New York, like actual New York City, Catskill? Because that's where I want to be, is in the actual New York City area. Wish there was one close to you. Where are you at? Are you in that giant white space of nothing in the
You're in Washington.
What if they had like a
No, it's not in New York City. So I probably won't do the New York one then. Because I probably could have stolen some free stays at an apartment or something. Jersey.
Kind of cool.
Sleep smell great.
There's going to be one in Cali? Why do you say there's going to be one in Cali? Do you have some insider info? Ooh. Y'all using the mixer yet?
I mean, maybe.
Our plan was to use that for when we go on like GB trips for live podcasts and stuff like that. So we'll probably be putting that into use soon here once we start going on the road.
Yeah, we also need to get another microphone for that, which we need to save up for. And then, yes. I was actually experimenting with it when I got it, figured it out.
Yeah, so
and you get either a better mic or a de-hummer, or hiss or whatever you call it, because I was getting, I think, electrical feedback.
Okay. Yeah, you probably just need a low converter or something like that. Robert said on the post. What?
Robert said on the post.
What post? What are you talking about? Let me look at this post. Alright, was it in the US group? Alright, we're going to do some live research here. Boo! Boo! Awesome, super cool.
Everybody look at Colin's bookmarks. Look at his bookmarks.
You can't see, this is on my other monitor.
Oh, wow.
Rude. I'm actually going to look at the comments on the main post, too.
So let's smell these sleeves.
I'm trying to see anything from Robert. Do you know what post he said it on? Because
it may have been one of the ones shared to the US group, I'd imagine.
Well, that's what I'm looking through. Also, I mean, we've already seen before, but the promos look really awesome.
Aaron Miles shared the post to the US group, and I think the comment's probably on there.
That's what I'm looking through, and I see him comment for Canada. Aaron Miles post? Okay, maybe I didn't click. Oh. Sucks to be in California, sucks to be in West Coast in general, with GB places pretty much. Robert said, actually it doesn't. Cali has a WGPQ this season, just waiting to finalize the 10th event of the year. I didn't forget about Cali. Okay.
So Joe, you might have 2 GPs
That's
to go
2
to.
GPs.
There we go. Okay, that now we're starting to play. See, that's maybe there'll be another one that fills in that giant white space that'll make this all okay. We needed one in Colorado
like,
for reasons.
It's like we're having a WGPQ in Humboldt, up in the very, very northern California.
Thanks, Travis.
Or like,
dude,
really
what if they were like, all right, we're having it. We found this local place. It's over in Grass Valley. It's over in Old Town Grass Valley. For you to know, that's the tiny town we grew up in. But they opened a tiny card shop there. No, that'd be cool. That'd give me an excuse to visit California, especially if it's a late enough date for me to actually plan for. That would be super cool. I'd do that over Games and Geek. Honestly,
it's also really, really awesome too, because now we actually know that they are actually having more GPs than what they've announced right now, which is what the whole thing that they were talking about. It sounds like. Maybe. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm curious if they'll try and do the like a Los Angeles based one or something, or where they're gonna try and go in Cali. I don't know. I have no idea what the.
I don't know where the big Force Will scene is in Cali. Yeah, because Joey sure as heck isn't trying to find out, but.
He don't want to drive across town to Core TCG.
I would. I just don't really have.
Maybe they're signing up with Core TCG again.
Wait, hold on. What do you not have, Joey?
Weekends, like available really anymore.
You can have weekdays though, and they're getting together Wednesdays and Thursdays, and they're playing Wander because they had old cards.
Joe's mic a little
old players trying to get back into the game.
Yeah.
Joey, turn your mic up a bit. Yeah. Oh, this is Fitz, by the way, if anyone's wondering. He's the best.
Okay, I turned it up just a tad, and Colin can turn me up if he needs to.
Well, no, because I would turn Oscar up as well.
You need to quit your job and find a new one, Joey.
Joey doesn't understand how streaming works. You need to quit your job and find a new one. Yeah, he has a point there. He says you need to quit your job and find a new one, Joey. Or other way around. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, to find a new job and then quit your job. That is solid advice.
And it's funny. I've always been actually doing it the first way, and I don't think I still haven't done it the other way.
Was that pre-release fun? Yes, it was. Our podcast that comes out tomorrow morning, it's pretty much mostly us talking about the pre-release, except for the first 18 minutes is us talking about random card games. But after that, we talk about pre-release. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mentioned at the beginning, I actually enjoy limited format and pre-releases stuff a lot more post New Valhalla with the rune. I think the rune deck makes all the difference in limited format of making it a lot more fun to play. But I had fun.
I think the rune decks. Oh, sorry.
No good.
Well, like the whole idea behind like the rune deck, and like I feel like the way limited is structured is just such. I think they did a great job with like how it's structured, like how. I don't know, like just the whole limited format and like how they have it is just like including the rune deck and like your divinity counters and like the payoff between like different your three different like types of draft rulers is just so cool. Like I think it's really clever the way they did that. Even if maybe the format isn't like at the best spot, like as like cards wise, I guess. Like the actual structure that they have is really good.
Yeah, it's and it makes it having guaranteed cards in limited format is really good, and having guaranteed counters and stuff is all a lot of fun. Not fun for a GP, so hopefully there's nothing like that on these formats to be determined. But overall I had a lot of fun at our pre-release.
I lost every game. That's rough.
But yeah. Did you have any good pulls, though? That's all that matters at the end of the day. Like, my first sealed event was at Pokemon, and I didn't even try to win. I was just like, oh, I pulled a 4 at Gardevoir. I'm good. I'm done. I just kept that card, even though it was terrible for my deck, and that's all I did. I'm going to mute myself, but continue talking.
Oscar,
Yep.
You got second in your pre-release, right?
I did, yeah. I talked about it in the podcast.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to make conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I did well. I usually lose my pre-releases, and I did second. Got second, which is cool. Yeah. Got this card because they were inside the kits, so we usually prize them out to first and second place. And I can't see myself. Hold on.
That's a nice one.
I got one, and Sam and Roderick from Dallas came down, and Sam won the other one. He got first. They're usually active in the US group in case any of you are on there. Sam and Roderick.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to go to Minnesota.
Yeah,
I have no idea whether or not we could like swing that. But
I'm sad I missed the last Games and Geeks and seeing how fun it was, especially going to something that actually has forcible singles and stuff like that would be super fun. So we'll try and swing that. Yeah, I'll probably try and do that, especially since New York. Yeah, now I know I probably won't do New York. Maybe I'll try and do California, Games and Geek, and Illinois and Richardson. Yeah. So 4. That'd be the most I've ever done.
I'll say it again, definitely. I'll be Collinsville and Richardson as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Hoopla and I realized that too at pre-release. The problem I ran into was the double colors, the ones that was like black, or yellow. Golly, those hurt. And almost all my cards were that.
It's really something you don't think about a lot. Like the actual symbol restrictions, like you maybe think about like, oh, color restrictions, like, you know, I have like 3 red cards or something, but once you start getting into like, okay, I actually have like will color restrictions, like that's why when I was looking at Surtur, it's like Surtur is a great card, but he costs 5 red, like will, like there's not a lot of ways to actually get that combination in actually assemble it until like maybe turn like 7 or 8.
What YouTubers did you meet?
It's something you don't think about a lot.
I guess Games of Geek had Jeremy for sure. Who else was there? Mike Rance was there, I believe. I don't know.
No, he didn't go.
He didn't go to Games of Geek? I could have sworn he did. Yeah, no, it'd be cool to go out there and because there's a lot of people I haven't met also that would probably go to Games of Geek. Like I haven't met Mike in person, or I haven't met anyone from Team ARG in person. So that would be nice. Jeremy, Ryan, Miles, Frank Clauser, Brandon Bremont. Okay, Steph Shaw. Yeah, I've met Steph, met Frank. Haven't met Ryan. We've probably been around Ryan. I don't know if we've talked to him though. And Brandon.
No, I don't think we have.
You don't think we have?
We've met Brandon, yeah. Brandon's usually at Richardson.
I'm bad at that. But yeah, man, we should get everyone together and just do a giant ass Epic Stories game. That would make my day. Everyone start petitioning everyone to do a giant Epic Stories game. Or an Epic Stories side tournament at GP. Epic Stories side tournament that is shown on stream. Tell Jeremy we want to see Epic Stories on stream.
A table with 20 people. Say, I don't know what your name is over there. I'm hitting you for 3.
Just yelling at that table. Hey, what's your name? Hey, whatever your name is, I'm hitting you for 72. Like, okay, I'm out.
No, not you. The one next to you.
It's like, okay, won't respond. He's like, oh, wait, I'll go to the other guy. He didn't have a response. I have a box coming in next week hoping to get at least 1 to 2 secrets. Spoiler, you're not going to get 1 to 2 secrets in a box. Unless you meet a case, in which case you're also not going to get 1 to 2 secrets. You'll get maybe 1.
Also, in reply to the God Pack, I actually got a God Pack in my prizes at the pre-release, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Epic Stories. If you're asking what Epic Stories is, it's we have it on our channel once in a while. It's a super awesome format. Everything's legal for the most part, and you just run 1 of each card. Can't have more than 1 copy unless the card says otherwise. 6-card deck, 2 rulers, and there's a bunch of other rules that go with it. But you can play with like 4 to 6 people and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun.
It's like Commander format in Magic. the main draw is like you get to play 2 rulers, and you can only play 1 card with like one card name in your deck. You know, because Colin likes sped through his description.
Yeah, and it's
But
color
those
locked,
are-
and it's
those are
tied
really
to the
what you
identity
need,
of your rulers.
Yeah,
it's like-
and that was like I said, there's a lot of side stuff, but the basic idea is super fun.
Yes, the 3/3 kitty deck.
Oh,
do that.
you can't. Yes, that is
I'm collecting
100%
as
legal.
many-
And croco
Yeah,
sharks.
I'm collecting as many. Yeah, I'm collecting as many of those cats as I can get right now. I think I'm at 11 so far.
I think Who Flung has like a really good point that like a lot of Magic players play like Commander and stuff, and like you used to see him like playing randomly here and there, and like it is a good format to like draw people in and like make people actually start, you know, paying attention to Forceful and stuff. Like, yeah, New Frontiers is fine, and like the nice card work is cool and all, but like I feel like if they started like really or like if even more people started playing like epic stories at stores and stuff, and like
it's not.
I feel like that would get a lot of Magic players in.
Well, it's not only the similarities to Commander and stuff like that, but it's also like seeing that not a lot, but you know, you can find these super cheap cards from older sets that still have value. You can buy older sets for super cheap, and they technically could have value inside of Epic Stories. I'm not talking about money value, but like play value and stuff like that, and Force of Will is not as old as Magic, so you don't have to browse through thousands of cards. So if you're like really into stuff and like to go into deep dive and having all Force of Will product be relevant for the most part without having to put too much effort into it, like that's one way to do it. Like I like doing that with stuff. If I get into something like a TV show like Doctor Who, I don't want to watch just the new Doctor Who. I want to see that there's good stuff that's old but also still relevant, and then I'll go back and watch it all. Same thing people will be with card games. They want to see that there's old stuff too, but they want to see that the old stuff is relevant and they can go back and add to the fun of it and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of factors that could go in with that.
Yeah, and like it's super casual, so like people can just come in and like pick up decks and play, and like it's
super cheap to make those decks.
I feel like it's very similar to like mod or Commander. Like it's a really good entry point to people. Although not, you know, Commander might be kind of a difficult entry point, honestly.
Oh, nice. Fake Commander 2. Yeah, no, Commander's fun. But yeah, so that's what we think of the GP dates. Should probably wrap it up now. Oh, watch the new Doctor Who. Are you talking about SJ? What's SJ? I'm not caught up. If that's the question, though, I'm just got to the 11th Doctor because I watched the first season, the 9th Doctor, and I really liked it, and I could tell I would like it. So I went back and watched all of Classic Who, and then I rewatched 9, and then I just finished 10, and I just started 11. So, and I'm pretty excited for 12. I think 12 is the one I'm most looking forward to. And then 13, I'm looking forward to. I've only seen... I'm terrible. I watched some trailers for it, and golly, whoever they put in charge of... Oh, Social does. Whoever they put in charge of the cinematography and the special effects and the music and all that stuff needs to, like, win an award, because that looks like a movie. When I looked at it, I was like, man. And then I went back and I was watching like early 10th Doctor stuff, and I was like, I mean, I'm glad the actors and the scripts are really good in this, because boy, these visuals. But
yeah,
I'm excited for the
saw
13th Doctor. I've heard mixed stuff, but I'm also super easy to please as long as they've got fan service. Like, I know that Resolution has a Dalek in it, so I was like, all right, I'm excited. So, good. What are you gonna say?
But I think we're done. We're just talking about Doctor Who.
Yeah, no, I guess.
Yeah, we should.
All right, but thanks you guys for listening to us talk about lots of random stuff. I want to do more streams like this. This is fun though. So, let us know your thoughts. 80s Who is best too. I actually didn't care for, if that's 7th Doctor, that's the one I cared for the least. But I gotta give him a second try. I'm gonna rewatch it. But maybe it's because the music grinded me pretty hard. I don't like 80s music. But
I like fourth Fourth Doctor is the best.
Well, yeah. Yeah, for
But yeah, you too, Travis. You have a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
See you guys. Bye.